Welcome students to today's biology class. In last class we have discussed about the structure and details of cell, plant cell and animal cells, also about the cell organelles. Now in today's class we will discuss about the diffusion and osmosis. Now you have noticed that if we spray body deodorants or perfumes at any corner of a room, after some time the whole room gets scented. Do you know what is the reason behind that? Or say when you burn any agarbatti or incense stick at the any corner or any portion of your room, the whole room gets scented. It is due to the process of diffusion. Now we can define diffusion like that diffusion is the movement of molecules of a substance, whether it is solid, liquid or gas, from a region of their high concentration to the region of their low concentration until they are spread out evenly. Now when you spray any body deodorants or perfume at the corner of the room, that corner, the perfume molecules or the body deodorant molecules are maximum, concentration is maximum compared to other parts of the room. So what happens, due to diffusion, the molecules of the substance, it moves from that corner to the corner or to the other parts of the room where that concentration is very less, and ultimately it will continue. Ultimately the whole room gets evenly spread with that scented molecules. So this is what diffusion. And osmosis, now though diffusion and osmosis are quite bit similar, but there is some difference. Now in case of osmosis, what happens, it is a special kind of diffusion of water molecules or any solvent through a membrane. Now in diffusion no membrane takes part, but in case of osmosis it takes place through a membrane. Okay. Now in case of diffusion it occurs through solid, liquid or gases, but osmosis it takes place through water molecules or any kind of solvent. So we can define osmosis like that. Osmosis is the diffusion of solvent, usually water, through a semi-permeable membrane from a dilute or weaker solution into a concentrated or stronger solution. In case of diffusion, what happens? It moves from higher concentration to lower concentration. And in case of osmosis, it occurs through the semi-permeable membrane from a dilute or weaker solution into a concentrated or stronger solution. Now, though I told you about the semi-permeable membrane earlier, now again I am telling what is semi-permeable membrane. A semi-permeable or partially permeable membrane allows movement of solvent molecules but does not allow the movement of solute molecules. Okay. For example, you can take a plasma membrane of cells, membranes of cell organelles or membranes of colloidal. Parchment paper and copper ferrocyanide, all these are termed as semi-permeable membrane. Now, on the process of taking place of osmosis, the process of osmosis, it can be classified into two categories, that is endosmosis and exosmosis. What happens in cell, water molecules may diffuse into the cell or out of the cell, depending on whether the cells are kept in a weaker solution or in a stronger solution. In case of endosmosis, the word endo means inward. Okay. Now, in case of endosmosis, it is the inward diffusion of water when the surrounding solution is less concentrated. Okay. This brings about the swelling of the cell. Like if you take any seed, gram seed, Bengal gram, that is commonly known as chana. Okay, if you take one Bengal gram seed, soak it into water for a night, next morning you'll find the size of this Bengal gram, the chana, it increases or it swells up. Okay, so that is what the water bodies, it has less concentration, so it moves towards that seed and it swells up. So such process is known as endosmosis. In case of exosmosis, what happens? Exo means outward. So exosmosis is the outward diffusion of water when the surrounding solution is more concentrated. Okay, and this brings about the shrinkage of the cell. Now same Bengal gram seed, if you keep it in dry place again for few hours, after that again you'll find that one, it shrinks. That means the surrounding weather or surrounding atmosphere, it contains less amount of water than the seed, so the water molecule will come out. So this is what exosmosis. Next we'll see what is endocytosis. Endocytosis. Now endocytosis is another mechanism by which substances enter the cell. Endocytosis occurs by invagination of the cell membrane, which forms small vesicle or food vacuoles. These get detached in the cytoplasm. So that is what endocytosis. Now the material which are engulfed during endocytosis may be either solid or liquid. When the materials engulfed are solid, the process is called phagocytosis. That means cell eating. When the materials taken in are liquid, the process is called pinocytosis. That means cell drinking. Phagocytosis, that means cell eating, and it occurs during in case of solid, and in case of liquid it is pinocytosis, that is cell drinking. Animal cells are continuously engaged in endocytosis. Now this phagocytosis, Phagocytosis is the main feeding mechanism in case of amoeba. Amoeba, they captures food. That process is known as phagocytosis. In mammals, phagocytosis is the process by which foreign bacteria or the other harmful organisms are engulfed and destroyed by certain white blood cells. So this is what endocytosis. Same meaning earlier, endosmosis, exosmosis. Endo means inward and exo means outward. Now, exocytosis. Now, exocytosis is the reverse of endocytosis. Now, what happens? It is the discharge of materials present in vesicle inside the cell by the fusion of these vesicles with the cell membrane. So that is what exocytosis. Now, many substances like enzymes, hormones and antibodies are produced inside the cell in the Golgi bodies or Golgi complex and packed in vesicle. These enzymes, hormones or the antibodies are transported across the cytoplasm to the surface of the cell and then released into the environment around the cell by reverse pinocytosis or phagocytosis. So that's all about the endocytosis and exocytosis. Okay, I hope it's clear to you. In my next class, we'll discuss about the tissues, plant tissues and animal tissues. Okay, till then, enjoy your classes and study well.